Hey there, it's Kate. And today we're going to continue in this series of becoming more self aware. If you have not tuned in before, hi, I'm Kate. I'm a multi certified coach. I am also an author, singer songwriter, and a Christian speaker. I love to teach on these things where we can get rid of habits that are just not serving us anymore. And go back, I did explain what serving us means, and that just means that we have habits in our life that are causing us angst instead of causing us joy, and therefore they're not serving us anymore, and we don't need them in our life anymore. So today, I actually want to look at a couple more things that are going to help you be self-aware of things. I want you to listen really carefully today because these three things go hand in hand. Setting goals, number one. We set goals because once upon a time, somebody did say, who was very, very clever, the man going nowhere generally gets there. So if you don't have a goal in mind, that you may not call it a goal. You may call it a dream, a desire. But if you're not working towards something, you're working towards nothing. So we need to set specific goals, even if they're only little goals around the house. You know, I'm a mum of 12 kids. Yes, you didn't get that wrong. I'm a mum of 12 kids. And at one point in my life, I had 8 kids in 7 years, 3 sets of twins, and 2 singletons who were only 5 months apart. So 8 kids in 7 years. And if I did not set just small goals for the day, we would not have ever got through the day. And my small goals for the day were, yes, washing had to be done every day, cooking had to be done, cleaning up had to be done. Otherwise, we would have lived in chaos. And I am a girl that cannot live in chaos. So therefore, goals had to be achieved every day, just small ones. I am a great person that believes in take small steps and they end up in a great big giant leap, and you get way more done doing small steps every day than you do trying to do giant leaps once a week. So every day, set goals. What is your goal just for today? Is it just to finish that chapter that you're writing? If you're a songwriter like me, do you want to flesh out that song idea? Do you want to get a melody for that? Perhaps it is you've got to bake a cake for, the kids at school. They've got a function on. We've got all sorts of Christmas things coming up. We have Halloween tomorrow night or Harvest Fest, whichever one you celebrate and go to. So do you have to get that costume finished? Do you have to donate some candy or carve a pumpkin for the local fair? What is it that you have to do? Write them down. Goals don't exist unless they're written down. Goals are easily thought of and easily forgotten. Write your goals down for every day. Look at them. No more than 5 tasks a day. No more than 5 tasks a day that you have to do. And as a mum of a big family, some of those tasks are automatic every day. I don't do the washing every day anymore because my children have grown. But, once upon a time, it was that washing went on first thing in the morning. The beds got made. There were certain chores that I got done before 9 o'clock so that I could actually have a life for the rest of the day. So those small goals that you have, whatever they are, you write them down, you tick them off. When you write them down and you tick them off, there is a sense of self-satisfaction, no more than 5 a day. Now, I know as a mum and as if you've got young children at home, life is busy. 4 out of 5 of those things that you write down may be to do with the house. Give yourself one thing that you want to do for yourself. Always include one thing on those goals that you want to do for yourself. So, with making goals, setting clear goals, what else do we need to do? learn from your mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. We make mistakes every day. Learning, being able to learn from your mistakes means that next time you're going to do it better. If you don't know failure, you cannot know success. That is polarity. There are two sides to everything that make one. So every failure you have leads you to your success. There's a great law in selling that says talk to 10 people to get one sale. Sometimes it could be talk to 100 people to get one sale. So what I'm saying is learn from your mistakes. Learn from your failures. Accept your failures as stepping stones along the way. Don't let a failure or something that happens knock you over. Perhaps go back and examine why it failed. Case in point, I'll give you an example here. I really used to run a lot of live retreats at my little farm, at my house. And then the pandemic hit. And of course, everything was shut down. We didn't even go to church for a while. Everything was shut down in restaurants. People didn't go out. And if you went out, there was spacing at all the restaurants, etc. And life became very, very different for us. It came to a time where I wanted to actually start retreats again. Hang on a minute. Got a little frog in my throat. Do you ever do that? I do. And I thought, well, it's pretty much over, this pandemic, so let's get back to doing retreats. Well, I was ready to do retreats, but what I didn't count on was there was a lot of people who had, through the pandemic, gained some new habits and new fears and different ways of doing things. They just weren't ready to come out for the retreat. Now, I could have counted that as a failure. I chose not to. Of course, it was a failure because I didn't have enough people to do the retreat. But when I looked at it, I went, why did this happen? And when I realized why it had happened, I went, okay, that's good information to have. So next time I need to prepare people a little bit more if I want to go back to having live retreats. Look at the mistakes you made. The mistakes you make are the stepping stones to your successes and to your future and to what is going to happen tomorrow. And some of those mistakes you go, well, I shouldn't have done that. I really did that sort of not the right way. Maybe there's a better way I can do that. You analyze these things, look at them and see them as opportunities instead of just, I failed. Everybody fails. Everybody fails on the way to success. The other thing I want to reiterate here today too is while you're setting lovely, clear goals and you're learning from your mistakes, stay curious. Stay interested. Stay listening for that next inspiration. Keep your mind attuned to what is going on. Keep your mind active. So stay curious. That conversation that maybe, seems boring might turn into something fascinating. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm listening to the news, I sort of tune out and then suddenly I hear something and I go, what was that? What was that? And it was something that was made my ears prick because it made me curious as to what was going on. So stay curious. Ask questions. Always ask questions, not only of other people, but ask questions of yourself. Ask yourself, is this the direction I want to go in? Especially when you've made that mistake. Well, did I make that mistake because my heart really wasn't fully in it? And that's why I made that mistake. Was somewhere in my brain going, you really don't want to do this, but you only think you should do this. So stay curious. So that's the end of the week in becoming self-aware, and go back and reflect on what we have talked about. We have talked about mindfulness. We have talked about journaling. We've talked about self-reflection. We've talked about senses, our mind, our body, listening. And today we've talked about clear goals, being curious, and learning from our mistakes. All of these things, when we tie them up in a nice, neat little bow, make us so much more self-aware. That may be not good grammar, but we become more self-aware. We become more knowing of who we are, what we're thinking, how we're feeling, and that puts us back in charge of how we respond to each and every situation that comes across our path every day. I will leave you with having a great weekend, and next week we'll be back with another topic. Please leave me any comments, any questions, and I would love to talk to you. Okay, bye for now. You have an awesome weekend.